2K Sports and the PGA Tour, proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Genesis Invitational. Today's coverage is just about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beam in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this particular featured group because there are rumours of quite the rivalry starting to bubble between these two players.
So it looks like they're trying to beat Collin Morikawa this week. That's ambitious. Seems like a friendly duel from the outside, but could create some extra sparks today.
I almost just have to laugh. Someone saying they're going to beat Collin Morikawa. Does that even happen these days? He's one of the most consistent players on tour. I don't know that he's beatable.
Well, it's been accused of having a balky putter occasionally, but you're right. Iron play as good as Tiger Woods in his prime. The short game's irresistible, but I think the most impressive thing about young Collin is his mindset. He's got a 40-year-old mind on a 20-year-old body. No wonder he's winning at a decent rate of knots. Ooh. 4 feet to the cup.
Not a bad line, this.
Well, that's delightful. A birdie to get the round underway.
I've never been disappointed by starting off my round with a birdie, Luke, I can tell you that.
We know that Riviera starts with a 5-4, but it may as well be a 4-5 because the par 4 second is tougher than the par 5 first.
I've never seen a golf course where you're so happy to start off birdie bogey. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. The second hole, pretty straight away off the tee shot. The second shot moves a little bit from left to right, back up the hill. There is some space on the right-hand side to miss your second shot up by the green, but there's no guarantees that it'll kick hard enough right to left to get back on the green. It's a sensational second hole.
Collin Morikawa setting up his shot. Okay, time to return to the action. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Ooh, right by the hole. This is a par putt. Unable to take advantage of the great approach there, Rich. Pacific Palisades in California, the site of Riviera, the third hole, par 4. Elevated tee shot.
And a fairly generous fairway, a little bit more room out to the left than what players can see off the tee shot. Second shot is going to be downhill to a green that basically chases away from the player, going from the front portion of it all the way to the back. Difficult to get your second shot close here.
Few players in the history of the game have had a bigger impact so early in their career than Collin Morikawa, Rich. Some comparisons go as close to Tiger Woods.
As they should be currently right now with what he has done in the game so far in his young career. He's come out each and every week and put pressure on every single player because of his ball striking and because they know that there's no weaknesses in his game other than sometimes the putter. But when you hit it as good as he does, you're bound to make a putt now and again. And each and every week when he shows up, players on the driving range are looking at him going, okay, he's here. I got to have my A game.
Certainly feels like sky's the limit for Collin Morikawa.
2 major championships under his belt right now. Surely more in his future.
Going with the 5-wood. Look at the line on this one. Get in the hole. And he's not hit the mark on that approach.
Yeah, it took a bit too much club on that one.
And he needs this to save par.
This looks like it's got the speed and the line.
Well, that's a momentum maintainer. Well done. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Rich, the PGA Tour is basically a power game these days, although the fifth here at Riviera forces players just to hold off the tee.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
He's got roughly 105 yards here.
Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it.
Already had a few birdies today. Another opportunity for another one. Let's take a look.
What's in front of them, Henny?
Setting up this putt 15 feet from the cup. He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Surely it's going to.
That will drop, and it will extend the lead.
Trying to make a statement early and often.
And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. The sixth hole at Riviera is one of the most famous par threes on the West Coast, Rich. An absolute beauty.
It looks like a giant green donut with the bunker right in the center of the green, doesn't it? I love this hole.
Good sounding strike, that one.
Good chance to take it even deeper here. This putt's for 4 under.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row. This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here. Yeah, good putt. Well hold.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Leading by a shot after that hole. Let's head to the par 4 7th at the Riv. Again, it's a par 4 that requires placement of the tee.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it, but again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
And here we are with the third shot.
Currently in the lead by a shot.
"15 feet to the cup. Okay, steady now. This next putt is for bogey.
Well, the leader giving a little hope for the rest of the field there as they put down a bogey on the scorecard. They're a long way from the hole here. Work to be done. Let's take a look at the current standings.
And now that finds him in first place. The par 4 8th at Riviera is a choose-your-own-adventure. Which fairway do you like to take?
I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flagstick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flagstick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
This player's dialed in. What a shot. Putting for birdie.
That's a good way to bounce back from the drop shot at the last hole.
And with that, he'll move to 3 under par. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
Yeah, good safe shot this one. That should find the surface.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Just 9 feet remaining to the hole.
Looking for another birdie here. These are on rails, looking good.
That's a good putt to make that one. That's back-to-back birdies.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
One of the most often discussed holes in all of golf is the par 4 10th here at Riviera Ridge. There's so much strategy.
It's either driver or 3-wood for every player in this field, but you better be good with distance because this green is very narrow.
That should find the sand. Now 4 under par. Currently in the lead. Good chance this one. Right on 6 feet. I like the look of this. Gee, that's good playing. 6 birdies in a round. And that will take him to 5 under. And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that. The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway. Time for the second shot at the 11th. Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
Using the big muscles to get it home in 2 there.
Yeah, that looked to be a bit of a misread.
An opportunity for a birdie here.
On a nice line.
Oh, that's a ripper. And that will take him to 6 under.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently in 5th place.
The players left with an opportunity to get up and down here from the sand. That's outstanding. Mark that down on the highlight reel. And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Our leader is out in front by a whopping 5 strokes. When you stand on the 12th tee, Rich, you're thinking to yourself, oh, a couple of strong back-to-back par 4s, and it starts right here.
This is where the golf course gets extremely difficult, Luke. This tee shot moves from left to right, but massive overhanging eucalyptus trees down the right-hand side prevents you from hitting a high draw over them. Once you're in the fairway, though, your second shot is to a green that's really not as big as it should be for such a long hole. And there's a famous tree just short and left of this green, Bogey's tree. Not because of the score, because Humphrey Bogart used to sit there and just watch everybody butcher this hole.
Atta boy, good shot. Time for the second shot at the 12th. Looks to have opted for the 8-iron.
Clubbing up, smart. Got to control it though. Let's see.
Scorecard filled with 3s never hurts. Good putt to make this. That was a gallant attempt.
Putting for a par here.
Okay, let's head to the next.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's going to want to improve on that current 5th spot.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard.
And after that hole, they currently lead in first place with Jon Rahm in second.
Rich, the 13th hole, slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees, both right and left, requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
This one's dialed in.
And that will drop in for a birdie.
And that will take him to 7 under.
And that fine play ensures they hold top spot on the leaderboard, with Jon Rahm trailing in second place.
The 14th, Rich, I know it's dear to your heart, the par 3. You made an ace there in tournament history, won a car. How do you tell the players to play it?
Hit a 7-iron, a high little draw 7-iron, and 2 hop it right in the hole, Luke. That's what I suggest. That makes it easy.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's return to live play now. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
All right, down the hill here. Got to be gentle.
And that putt will drop, and he'll extend his lead.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
Sitting at -8 for the tournament. The 15th, Rich, a very good par 4, although if you're Victor Hovland, maybe the fairway's not in your line of sight.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dog leg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat
putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
Oh, this one should find the surface. Good shot this. That's well played. Pin high. That's the mark of a ball striker. Oh, 13-footer coming up here.
Little birdie look in here. This really looks good.
And that putt drops. Now 9 under as we head to the stretch.
Seemingly an insurmountable lead with just 4 to play. Gotta like his position.
Leading by 8 strokes now after that hole.
3 holes remaining, Luke. This is getting awfully fun.
Oh, that's outstanding. Another great shot by our leader.
Well, the practice is paying off here, Luke. This player is relentless.
If it's up, it could be in.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
That's a poor lie. Will he be able to get out of here?
This reminds me of my breakfast. Nice fried egg.
Oh, stop it. What a way to make your par.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
The last genuine scoring hole at Riviera is certainly this par 5 17th.
Any hopes of getting it home in 2, you better come up with something special off the tee and make sure to avoid the bunker on the right-hand side.
Oh, well played. Well, this one looks like it's heading to the sand. Getting ready to play their third. Well, that's right out of the top draw. A great shot from our leader.
Always nice to have a birdie putt.
This one's looking good.
And the putt will go. What a great display of resilience on this hole.
That's a really good effort to get it up and down out of that bunker for the birdie. Good job.
Sitting at 2 over for the day. In a share of 7th.
It's time to check on the leaderboard. Well, the leader is really starting to gap the field now. They're 10 strokes ahead. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action.
And a chance to ice the tournament here. Holding the lead, playing the last. Well, you can see why he's leading. That was a shot of high caliber.
Simply amazing power on that tee shot.
Choosing the 9-iron here.
And tidy looking shot, that one.
Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that.
He knows if he can get this putt to drop, he'll win the event.
Nice line. Well, a spectacular week comes to a close. Congratulations to the Genesis Invitational winner, Riviera, the home of your champion.
It was a Hollywood ending for this winner. What a performance all week long.
Sometimes you've just got to stand and applaud. That was a performance for the ages.
It's just one of these wins where you just want to sit back and just soak it all in and enjoy it.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich Beam, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.